Hello, everyone. Ovevekuve. The fight between Wike and Professor Odinkalu has gone global. When there has a fight, who will come separate them? Hey, hey. Anyway, it says Wike versus Odinkalu, UN Special Rapporteur on Independence of Judges and Lawyers says lawyers must be free to speak without threats or intimidation. This one that Wike, remember that Wike called on the benchers, to sort of like punish Odinkalu for the statements that he has been making and all of that. And so here they are telling him, lawyers have a right to talk about judges who aren't doing the right thing, or the judiciary when it's not doing the right thing. The United Nations Special Rapporteur on Independence of Judges and Lawyers, Margaret Satterwhite, has described the call for disciplinary action against Professor Chidi Odikalu by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory (FCT), Ezenwoye Wike, as disturbing. Reacting to Amnesty International's condemnation of the call published by Law and Society magazine on her ex, formerly Twitter page, Ms. Satterwhite said lawyers must be free to voice their analysis and opinions without threats or intimidation. But I think you all see Wiki understand what the language Wiki think that he has to speak all the time is that of threat and intimidation, and he's always looking for ways to get people threatened. And he went to the benchers and said that they must do something about Professor Odinkalu. During a courtesy visit on the minister by the body of benchers Friday 28 March 2025, Wiki recommended that Odinkalu should be sent to the Legal Practitioners Disciplinary Committee (LPDC) for degrading the legal profession. Disturbing news. Minister calls for disciplinary action against Professor Chidi Odikalu based on the exercise of his right of freedom of expression. Lawyers must be free to voice their analysis and opinions without threats or intimidation, the UN Special Rapporteur on Independence of Judges and Lawyers said. And then she was, she put this thing out there on her Twitter handle. It's really unbelievable, the kind of things that have been going on and the way that Nigeria has been taken to the international stage by two people, and not in a very flattering way, but a very unflattering way. One is Senate President Godswill Akpabio. You've seen the saga with the sexual harassment and how he has been in the news all over the world for the very wrong reasons, with the headlines he's getting. And also we have Wike, who also is getting that same kind of publicity, and definitely not for the right reason. One of the things that, I mean, if anybody that has been on Twitter for the last, maybe, let's say, 10 years or 8 years or even 5 years, and if you know Professor Chidi Odinkalu, he never backs down from a fight. That's one thing you know about him. He's courageous. He will stand, and he's not even looking. He does not even look for anybody to be on his side or be with him or whatever. He's enough. We all saw how the fight between him and Nasir El-Rufai, whom he nicknamed Little Fingers, it went on and on, literally almost all the administration, all of that tenure. And you saw Nasir El-Rufai would take him to court. I'm sure those court cases are there up to now. In Kaduna, he will go to the Kaduna, his lawyers will go in, yet it didn't stop him from speaking truth to power, from criticizing where there was a need for criticism, and for holding government accountable. And it really baffles me when Wike would think that of all the people that he's going to subdue or intimidate, that it's Professor Chidi Odinkalu. And of course there was a time he said that, people that have not taught anywhere, that they don't have any job, they call themselves professor or whatever, and people had to point out to him, hey, look, see where he is, see where he works, a university that is not even a Nigerian university. But we'll continue to watch as the whole drama goes on, and of course we'll continue to also bring it down here and speak about it, and let's see how the thing goes. So who I was going to say, who are you going to bet on? Then I realized that, okay, I don't do betting. But if you were asked, who do you think is going to win at the end of the day? Who is going to come, out of this? Is it Professor Chidi Odinkalu, or is it Yesom Wiki? And for me, I think Yesom Wiki has put himself in that position where he thinks that he can do and undo, and he has a lot of people who are afraid of him, people who are scared, especially when it comes to issue of parties. You understand? In the political space, especially this party, there's a lot of fear in there. There's a lot of cowardly acts. People are afraid. People can't speak. They don't realize that it's different from advocacy. I mean, nobody owes anybody. Nobody is paying anybody's meal. Hey, you are not doing nothing for nobody. The other time it was Deji that Wiki wanted to take on. Hey, by the time Deji took him to the cleaners and back, I think he jejely respected himself and decided that he was not even going to talk near where Deji. I'm talking of Deji Adeyanju. He was not going to talk where Deji Adeyanju is at, and now, of course, it's Professor Chidi Odinkalu that he has taken on. So we'll see how it goes. We'll continue to follow, like I said earlier, we'll continue to follow, that whole conversation. And one of the things that I want people to understand is that this is not just a mere fight. This is not just, I said, because some people feel, there are more serious issues. No, this is a serious issue. Because what you don't understand is that when they try to take away some people's voices, they're trying to take away our collective voices. So there's something beyond a physical fight. This is psychological fight that goes on. There's always a psychological warfare. And if you really want to defeat someone, the easiest way for you to be able to defeat that person is through that psychological warfare. If you defeat him mentally, defeating him physically is the easiest thing to do. The worst thing you can do is if he's trying to defeat someone physically when you're not defeated that person mentally. Yeah, that's when you see someone, you be like, it's about will. But if you're able to defeat someone mentally, it becomes so much easier. So this kind of a thing where you see them, they try to break certain people, they try to come after them, it's not just flippant. No, just, it really doesn't matter. It does matter. And so seeing like someone like Professor Chidi Odinkalu fighting on, refusing to give up, standing straight, looking them straight in the eyes and calling off their bluff, you know what it does? It empowers and it emboldens a lot of other people who you might not know them, who are silently watching, who are silently, doing the things out there that they need to do. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't ever give up to anybody. This Nigeria, it belongs to all of us. No more silence, no more fear, as the People's Opposition will say.